Get motivated with Mr. Smiles, Vinney Chopra. He is also known as Mr. Enthusiasm. He will share and challenge you each week on great topics on how to get excited, how to really make things happen in your business, and change your life for the better. Here is Vinney with this week's Motivation Inspiration.
Hi guys, welcome to your weekly Motivation Power Talk with Vinney Chopra, also known as Mr. Smiles.
Hi there, Alicia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm just making sure my microphone is working.
Well, I hope mine is because we're recording. So,
yes.
But no, Mr. Smiles, I definitely appreciate your time today. And today I think that we're going to talk about something. Sorry, you don't know much. I didn't tell you what we were going to talk about, but we are going to talk about something that I know that you hold dear to your heart, and that's about aligning yourself true north. So I know that that's something that you definitely believe in truly and wholly to yourself. You're just like you that's how you live your life, and so you expect others to live that way also. But I want to talk about, because you're not perfect.
No, I'm not. No.
So talk to me about a time that you did not live your life to true north and how you overcame that.
Very good point. Very good topic, actually, Alicia. I mean, just staying true north all the time is very, very
hard.
difficult. Also, I want to say that right out the outset. Again, what is true north as a definition is in our life, you know, what we do on a daily basis, how we live our life, our karmas. We are pointing to the north. Now, that's a constant. If you look at it in the magnetic terms, in the compass, you could put the compass anywhere, whichever direction, it will always point to the true north magnetically. And that's how also our life should be pointing towards the north most all the time. And that is what our foundational, you know, our value system, our honesty, integrity, our, you know, giving time to the family, taking care of our leadership, all the different facets of our leadership doings, I should say. Let's say that, right? So we actually do live our life. Business leaders who are very, very successful, entrepreneurs, business leaders, teachers, we could think about great human beings. Let's just say that. They are the ones who align themselves with the true north most of the time, and that's how they accomplish, and not only just accomplish success, but also accomplish a lot more successes in other facets of life. So staying true to the true north is what we should always be looking for. You had asked me a question, when I did not, live true north many times, business leaders, when we are working so hard, working day and night, all that, we lose time. We actually use our, what little time we have, we feel guilty about it, to spend time with the children, with, a spouse, and to be able to maybe go to the church or temple, or being able to be of helpful, because some other activities come on the way. So those are the times we misalign ourselves, and we are not true north with our body either then. Hold on.
That's true. That is so true.
Exactly, because many times we work so hard and then we are in a different position. We are eating bad things, we're eating outside, not really making, and making sure that we eat at home good, healthy food. So that's also misalignment of the true north for health, and to keep
drinking, smoking, watching TV. There's tons of things that you could do. Going out, partying, not sleeping. There's tons of things that you can do. And
so true.
When, not living true north when it comes to your health.
So true. True north in health, in our body, exercise. The days I miss it, I'm kind of working on things, and it's 8 o'clock, and I usually on my elliptical at 7 to 8 usually. I just feel like guilty. And I said, oh my gosh, I was not true north at that moment, but I was just bogged down with so much of the stuff, right? So how can somebody really align themselves in the true north is consciously deciding, that's the word, right? Consciously deciding what's important at that particular time, which we will align ourselves with the true north. I thought about Stephen Covey's book. I've read all his books and listened to also many of the people probably listening to us or watching us might know Mr. Stephen Covey, just a great, great motivator.
Who doesn't?
7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Eighth Habit, and so many other books, I remember he mentioned one place where he said that his daughter had given a birth to a baby, and she was feeling so frazzled because her time with the baby, she was feeling so guilty that she was able to not stay true north because she was not able to give enough time to the baby, right? So that time, Stephen Covey reminded her, and he talked about, I remember that, it was the battle between true north compass and the calendar. So in other words, she was so bogged down with appointments and things and business, and her father said, give away the calendar. Aha. He says, do not take priority of appointments and business and everything, but to stay the true north at that particular time. Your true north is with the baby, the time you spend with the baby, taking care of her and everything like that. So that has really etched in my mind quite many, many years back when I read it, which is so true in our life also.
Do you have a personal example of how that's applied into your life?
Definitely. Oh my gosh. I mean, I come across these situations daily and weekly, to be truthful. I'm thinking about like when I exercising or eating not right. Like yesterday, I was on a fasting. Somehow I was not true north when I was eating all these different things over the weekend. They were, fried things and some drinking wine. Maybe I drank 4, not 4 glasses, but, like 4 different things. So I was telling my wife yesterday, oh my gosh, I was not good to my body. So I need to do a fasting. So by doing that fasting, I was trying to come true north with my stomach, with my body.
Sacrificing what you need to sacrifice to bring yourself back on par to true north.
Exactly. It could be sacrifice, or I looked at it in a different way. I said, I need to really get aligned with what I want to eat, like yesterday, then today also small breakfast. I didn't take any breakfast yesterday, but that was a good thing for me to decide on to bring my body into true north.
I struggle with that too. I do, because I'm supposed to be on the MS Hope diet, which is all vegetables. Mm-hmm. And for the because I lost a lot of weight on that diet. So I went down and I lost 40 pounds, which was a little bit too young, not too young, but too small for my size. I'm 5'7", and 100 pounds, that's really light. So I have been struggling lately with, I want to have a ribeye. And I want some Reese's peanut butter cups, and I want some Kit Kats, and I want sugar, and I want fattening stuff, and all the stuff I'm not supposed to have. And I am trying so hard. By the time my smoothie maker part gets back here on Thursday, back into living my true north when it comes to my health. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but until then, I'm going to rock on with my fattening food.
I can see your point, definitely. And Alicia, that's how it is.
Discipline.
We should splurge, but then within limits. And that's when, our body really tells us always when it's in misalignment, when it's not really aligned to the north, if we say that way. Our life will also tell, our schedule, our timing. People who are around you can sense the stress. They can sense if you're, like my wife mentioned yesterday, I was not in the true north yesterday. I mean, I got upset because, we're getting into the taxation season and everything, and we bought these properties and some of the information is not there from the investors on the portal. And I said, oh my gosh, we got to get it done. And why this part of my company doesn't know that this part? And I was shouting. I mean, that was being out of true north, I should have calmed down and, given respect and all that. So, things happen. I mean, I'm human.
That living true north, when it comes down to what you're saying, it comes down to being self-disciplined too,
Sure, definitely.
You can't live your life true north without discipline.
So true. What you said is so correct. We need to be watching ourselves. We need to be totally watching ourselves in all the roles we play, right? We play so many roles every day, like, husband, of course, father, business leader, community leader, as a, brother or, and all that. And then, my respect to other, people and everything like that. So each day, we can misalign ourselves. I say misalign, kind of go deviate a little bit from the north, but come right back in, that's when gives us satisfaction. That's what makes us whole. It's that pivot, we need to be constantly looking at, am I living my life true north or not? Am I compromising on my values, my principles, my integrity? Never should we do that. And that's what really makes us make the right decisions and not then worry about the decisions we made later on, which can get us in trouble. So, being north, living our life to true north might be just messing around everything and, and being cheatful and, not really taking care of body and not exercising and negative thinking. That's deviating from the north also. Negative thinking and stinking thinking, like Zig Ziglar, my mentor, talked about always, right? It's so important that we think positive. We talk with enthusiasm and we give the value to everybody we are meeting on a daily basis.
I completely agree. And I think that this was a great conversation to have. So I want to, of course, I always ask you at the end of each one of our talks about, give me your nugget of advice, because there's so many people out there right now that struggle based on circumstances, life experiences, whatever it may be, but trying to live their life with a true north moral compass. And I think that's really what it's about, your morals and standards and what you allow for yourself personally.
So right. Moral compass is true north, what you just said, not the magnetic compass, which is always pointing to north. Compass. We should also, our moral compass, our body, our thinking, our, everything we do as a person should be pointing towards the north, and that's what it is. It's a conscious decision that we make on a daily, weekly, hourly, minute by minute basis, that we should be pointing us towards the north and really getting aligned and feel happiness. See, that's the other thing. Why do we do and what we want to do to really point to the moral compass of north is to feel good and happy and satisfied with our life. And
how do you think this happens with business?
Exactly. The business will explode. I'm telling you. When
so you think if I have a good moral compass or pointing north in business and in multifamily, how does this roll into multifamily?
I would say definitely, in multi, which is my world now for the last 12 years or so, the big thing is, Alicia, I need to be totally up and up on all the visions I have created for my company, and then make the decisions on weekly, daily, monthly basis for us to move notch in that direction. If I'm talking to the property management teams this morning, like for example, we get reports from our assets, then looking at where we are in connection with the residents, first of all. Secondly, our investors, how are we doing for their cash flows? And, then third are the vendors. And then, of course, fourth are our teams at each of our properties. Then my accounting department, then our asset manager, our daughter, Monica, then my partner. I mean, all these people and our regional manager and asset managers. I mean, so there are so many people in the shuffle, right? So by keeping true north is that you have to have the priorities. The decision making is done based on the residents, their, of course, collections, delinquencies, evictions, and renewals and referrals, right? Those 5 pegs we talk about every week. And then we look at the reports, the trends, that's very, very important. Then the other part is the market comparisons. So those are pointing towards the north in the business.
Okay. No, that makes sense. What about when we're working with investors?
Good point. See, when we are dealing with or working with our valued investors, I always say valued residents, valued team members. They sure are. I'm nothing. My whole team, 57 people who we have full time, they wouldn't be doing the kind of things they want to do if they're not valuable, right? We are valuable to them, they're valuable to us. So for the residents, definitely I'm always, investors, you asked me. For investors, it's very, very big fiduciary responsibility I have.
You have to, it's legal and
LEC. SEC ruling and regulations, being transparent, being very
legal and moral. I love
answering, their questions, making sure they're fully, in sync with what is happening with the property, with their asset, and giving them the good, bad, and the ugly, in the quarterly meetings, and making sure the cash flows are produced so that we can pay them on a monthly or quarterly basis. See, so those are the responsibilities to point me towards the north with each of our investors, and each one is very, 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 very valuable, even though they put 100,000 or 500 or $1 million. A lot of our investors put 100, 200, 500, many, many times over. So that's all. Value of the investors is so important in our world, because if they don't bring the money to the closing table, we could not buy the larger assets like 30 million, 50 million, things like that.
No, I love it. Thank you, Vinney. I appreciate it. No, and I definitely love how you always live your life true north, and you make it, you make it look good, basically.
Well, I think, it's that decision you make consciously, like we discussed right in the podcast, Alicia, and I hope everybody listening to us really introspectively take some time and sit down, even in your desk, or go to, in the parking lot, or go to a park. Park is a great place, under a tree. I do that quite a few times nearby a place, beautiful setting. And then you just look at your life and say, am I really leading my life? Am I happy with my life? And am I pointing towards the north? Am I compromising my values and principles, or am I staying true to them?
No, I completely agree, and I love it. And you make me want to live my life more true north. So I think that you're inspiring. So thank you very much for that. And guys, before you go find yourself a tree to sit under, make sure you like, comment, and share this podcast here, so that way this gets out to more people, and that we can share, Vinney's life experiences to everyone, because they're incredibly powerful and incredibly helpful if you listen and pay attention. So like I said, don't forget, like, comment, and share, and make sure you try that little button so you can get notified every time we repost another podcast out here. Vinney, thank you so much for your time today. I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, guys. See you next week. Take care. Live life with the compass, the moral compass. That's the very best way to find happiness and bliss in life. Good luck.
All right, guys. Till next time.